right, Lolo. How's everybody doing today? Let's see. Get this up here. Got this right here. That there. Ugh. All right. Looks like everything is going through. Sound wise. If you can, obviously, you guys will let me know. If you can't hear me, just let me know so I stop wondering. All right. So major movement out there. No surprise. The core data came in lower than expected, and that's what everybody thought was going to be bad. Um, Obviously, horrible news for a dollar increase. Major surprise on all three fronts, both the CPI, the core, and the on the yearly figure. There has been some headlines barking. I'm not convinced inflation's on a smooth glide path. What's interesting, again, they said that there's actually a bounce back coming. I forget what article I was reading a little while ago, and it said that they expect that there is some type of a bounce back inflation coming, but that overall the core was a little bit better than expected for this month anyway. Um, but they were expecting it to be a little different. And obviously, what we talked about yesterday, the big number, the CPI and the yearly, was pretty much solely going back to energy, gasoline in general. Those fuel costs is again has a pretty big impact because of it. Again, the dollar massive movement. I mean, if we go over here, look at the Dixie. You can see Dixie from its, kind of its somewhat stable. I mean, we were sitting over here and we kind of based in there. And again, 105.50 all the way down to 104.50, a big 100-point drop to the downside. So again, justified, yeah, but I think it's also a little bit of an overreaction. Excuse me. So that's why we're seeing all these numbers absolutely insane, and then something like the euro pound down a little bit. Um, Pound getting a lot of strength as well. You're seeing the pound dollar up 208, pound yen 185, and then the euro pound down 21. Reason why is that average earnings index. Okay. Some people look at this like, well, wait a second, the claim account is red. Why is it getting strength? The double on the average earnings index, again, when people are making more money, whenever there's anything with earnings and it's more than expected, that means people have the ability to spend more money, right? And now if you have the money, you can spend it. If you don't have the money, yeah, I mean, we do it in the United States and we don't have money, we still spend, but other nations, not quite as bad. So that's why you're seeing some strength there. Now, Pill said we may not need to raise further. Again, go in the other room. Go here, get your play. Um, excuse me. So I think this is just this is Pill playing kind of Go. I will go put you in the room. Go. Be quiet for the last hour. Here, take your play. um, we're in the temperature phase. Anyway, his we may not need to rate. Go in the other room now. Take this. Here, go. I may just put him in the other room. Hold on one sec, guys. I'll be right back. All right, back. He gets so distracted so easily. It's like I just bring him in the other room and it's like, oh, there's toys in here. Like, yeah, there's toys in here, bud. Um, anyway, Pill, I think is this is just his stand of kind of keep fair balance with things. We can still raise, we can, but nobody really, I think, believes that. Um, again, nice statement, but it's not really affecting too much. Again, this would be taken as a weaker statement, but you're seeing just massive amounts of strength coming in. Besides that, um, again, here's more lip service. We'll not hesitate to tighten monetary policy. We'll do it. We'll do it, right? But again, are they in a position that they can do it? Not really. Um, Another thing I'm going to point out too. CNBC mentioned this morning Moody's warning on a massive U.S. debt burden has turned into a non-event. Again, I think this is. I want to say I'm not surprised, if that makes sense. Not surprised it's not an event based off of everything else we're seeing. Remember, right now where we are is people are only the market only cares about what they believe in, right? They're not being objectively, or they're not objectively looking at things. It's kind of like, oh yeah, inflation's high. Nah, it's not, right? This is bad. Nah, not really. They're ignoring it. The rating agencies exist for a reason, right? Um, to basically make this a non-event when we got, I mean, think about it. We're the United States. I mean, we still have a AAA rating because we'll just print more money, but with their rating going from stable to negative, I mean, there's a again, Moody's is not just like a couple guys on the street corner. Um, they literally just changed us to negative. But nobody's looking at it because they're looking at other things. Or again, it doesn't meet their narrative, so it's not something that they're interested in. So again, a couple different things out there. Now, where do we go with this now? I mean, there's obviously going to be a lot of headlines. You're going to see a lot of different Fed, presidents talking, making comments about what's going to be next. People look at this, and again, is it a smooth path? I don't think so. I mean, I think there'll be hiccups up and down. There's a lot of different events that can affect it. Tomorrow morning, another big day, right? All the core PPI data, the PPI, the retail sales data, are people spending? Doesn't appear so. So maybe inflation's done, but the question is, we're going to have to stay restrictive. We have to get it down. Now we got negative retail sales. People are spending less money, and that again, this is where I think they were talking about that hiccup coming in. But we'll see. I mean, the pound numbers going to 4.7. That's quite a big drop. That's a 2% drop in 1 month. Um, and again, we had a big drop as well. But again, I think two is a big number. Two is a big number. So we'll see. But that could be early morning news. All the U.S. data, the PPI, the retail sales, the Empire State Manufacturing doesn't look like it's going to be affect too much. But I think that core retail sales number going from zero point 0.6 to minus zero point 0.1, I think that's kind of a dangerous number. So, um, dangerous in the sense that, everybody talked forever. It was like, oh, what kind of landing are we going to have? Oh, it's definitely, we're assured of a soft landing. Everything is great. Um, again, the reason we've been so resilient is because, the spender has been spending, right? Retail sales numbers have been good. They expected people to, you know, stop spending a long time ago, and they did. They just kept spending through. But what we have seen is, the actual data itself, right? We've seen credit card totals go back up to highs that we haven't seen in a long time. So people are using credit cards to spend. We saw an article yesterday about, retail sales is going to be hampered as student loan payments start up again, right? There was like I guess the reprieve forever. But now that those are starting back up or whatever, I don't have a student loan anymore, obviously from forever ago. Um, the Stone Age, college career. Um, but we're starting to see rumbles about, hey, aren't things are not looking great, right? And we're not where we need to be inflation wise yet. So, you know, I think there's some rosy things out there, but at the same time, it's kind of like, comments like the holiday spending is going to be crippled this year because of student loan payments resuming. Statements like that, kind of, you know, just something for food for thought. But we're going to see it all tomorrow with PPI. And again, is PPI more important than CPI? A lot of people look at it like it is. And seeing a negative number on retail sales is definitely a scary prospect. This could turn the market red real quick today, tomorrow. And then again, we'll get crude oil. And then obviously employment change is always a big one. It's actually expected to go up, the unemployment rate in Australia. So we could see some quick reversals in this Aussie dollar. Maybe an interesting trade set for that one. But anyway, the VIX, obviously the VIX, big gap down. Again, this is awesome. I love this. It's like everything today, it's like, oh my God, this is horrible, right? CPI, where they're not getting inflation. I mean, again, typically, inflation is considered a sign of growth. Seeing it go this way, it's like, oh my God. And the market's like loving it. It's like, woo, they're not raising anymore. And you can see it's a big, I mean, down 4.5, the dollar down 1%. And obviously, as it should be. I mean, I think it's a justified move. I think it's a little bit over exaggerated. I think people are trying to jump on it now. It's like, yeah, 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 yeah. Um, but understand there's other data out there too that is not necessarily the best. And it's kind of like a good is bad type scenario. Um, as far as indices go, I mean, look at the Russell. You talk about how the Russell is interest rate sensitive. It's up 3.5%. That's a big move. That's a big move. um, hold on one sec. No, we're trying to coordinate. So Jen has our Christmas concert today, and we're like trying to coordinate. It's like right. It's like 5 o'clock. So it's like we got to get her, get the boy, get everybody situated. My mom wants to come, and it's like, oh my God, there's so many things going on. And I'm like, how long is this Christmas concert going to be? I think they're singing like 3 songs or something. So it's going to be cute. There'll be a lot of pictures, but holy crap, there's a lot of organization. My mom's like, "Can I ride with you guys?" I'm like, "Mom, we have enough family members that I don't know how you like how many seats you think we got?" But anyway, all the indices are in the green. I would expect that they'll end green today. Again, obviously they'll have pullbacks. For people in the overall stock market, they were just absolutely worried about, excuse me, another raise in December. I think we're probably clear at this point with today's data. Unless there's a major surprise in the other direction. And there could be. There absolutely could be. I think we're probably clear for no more raise. Again, seeing that core number come down, I think that surprised a lot of people. Again, still concerned, still positive, but the big question is, in the next reading we get for like a core CPI, instead of it being point 0.2, will it go back up to a point 0.3? I think that'd be worst case scenario, showing that maybe it's not as smooth sailing as what they originally thought. Now, looking at the commodities in here, oil up from yesterday. We're back up in that 79 range. It's like, man, can you stay? We're talking about how, CPI is down because of, fuel. And then meanwhile, yesterday we were like 77 for crude, and now we're back up at 79.30. We're like getting back up in the 80s. So it's kind of you know, it was a good number 1 month. And the reason why it's going up is, and I forget who it is. What are they saying over here? Um, check experiences, suite of tools. Um, Basically, on the world market, there was an upgrade as far as oil demand goes. I forget who it was, but somebody made a comment, or one of the maybe like the International Energy Group or whatever the heck they're called, um, basically made a comment about global oil demand, that it was increasing, and I think that's why we're starting to see this kind of rally further. Again, it's from like an 830 push, so some of it also obviously CPI. They say no news is good news, right? Well, there's news, and it was awesome. So we're seeing this creep back up again. Natural gas down, but just a smidge. It was 319 yesterday, 317 today. Gold and silver, again, 1%, 3.5%. I think they're justified. I mean, silver's, again, we went from 22 to 23. Gold also took a nice drop, or a nice pop. It's up about 20. Um, I think they're justified. I mean, again, these were pretty decent misses. I mean, if they had forecasted a point two and it came in as a point two, I think we would have got a little tiny bit of movement. But overall, I don't think it's I don't know. I think these will retrace back down again. I mean, remember, by inflation doing that, I mean, it means what they have is working, that we're not in a pro-inflationary environment. And gold and silver are really hedges for inflation. It's to preserve your buying power. But if the buying power is disintegrating right now, they're not actually a real play. So, again, I think if the forecast was point two, again, the only difference is this was a surprise. They were a big move. If the forecast was a point two and it came in as a point two as expected, I really don't. I think it would have went up, but I don't think we would have got as much movement as we got today. So I don't think these are going to be permanent positions. And again, with tomorrow with the PPI data, we may see some pullbacks for maybe a potential another pop or a complete reversal. I mean, if the PPI numbers come in as a surprise in the other direction, people will scratch their heads a little bit because, again, remember, PPI is a little bit more important than CPI, and then core PCE is the main one that the Fed is looking at as far as the true gauge for inflation. Um, but seeing negative numbers on retail sales, I think that's also going to weigh very, very heavily on anything that the Fed says. Because again, we're only where we are right now because people were still spending money. If people are not spending money, that changes a lot of the equation, very, very fast. Um, so yeah. Um, so that's where we are with those. I mean, we'll break them in more. So Aussie. So we are talking about a level here, and we came up and we based and we punched above, and you can see it really just kind of flatlined. It didn't do much. It kind of stayed in that same area. We were looking for a decent push, and eventually it did go down. It did give us a little bit of a Harry Potter entry. It came back in, and it made it to about a 1 to 2.5. You can see there was basing, and again, there was all this basing in here, and there was actually a touch right there. So this kicked in right around that 10:30 time frame, right? We didn't have the luxury of seeing this, but once it kind of came up, if anything, you would have had to adjust this higher and say, okay, where's the base? Give me the base, right? Because that's not really the base. There's the push down. We're looking for maybe one more. When it popped back up again, you did have an opportunity up here. And I think probably that was the best way to play it. And again, it still didn't make it all the way down. It made it to a 1.9. And what did it do? It went back right where the turning point was at that 10 o'clock, 10:30 time frame, right when we got off. That's where you would have had to say, hey, listen, do I have room to run on this one? Am I going to get the 1 to 3 out of it? And the answer was no. We didn't have enough room. So if you took it, you're not. You probably got stopped out at break even. I mean, it pushed all the way down, came back up, dropped down again. So you had plenty of opportunities. It did load up before the news came out, and then obviously a big monstrous push. Would you have said that? Would you have predicted this big of a move? Not really. This is actually what do we got? 114. I mean, if you take just the news candle, it's 86, or I'm sorry, 82. It's only got a 60 pip daily ATR. So I mean, we're basically almost 2 days worth of movement since the news came out. You know, here was there a stopping spot? Yeah, I'm actually surprised. It actually did turn here, right in this area right here, and roll back. Actually, you probably see it. Yeah, you see how it turned? And again, not a very big turn. It hit it, paused, came back, and then punched through. I'm actually surprised we didn't get more of a turn there. I mean, it wasn't necessarily the freshest of levels. Um, it's a decent spot. At this point, if you're looking to the left, there's not really a whole lot stopping it. The only thing is the rubber banding effect. We're beyond where it should be for the day. I think if we can get up to this area today for some reason, that and it's basically 65 flat. You just bring this down, just go 65 flat. Right. 65 flats. I'm testing in there again. Again big parabolic move. It's kind of set up for a parabolic retracement. It's got to go some. It's got to go about another 30 pips. Question is, can it go that far? Is the big question. Um, All right. So if we can get up there, I think it's a decent reversal. Maybe we can just grind and come up, and maybe that's a sell point for tomorrow for the retail sales number and the PPI number. Maybe retail sales is much better than expected, which means the Fed hasn't hurt the consumer that much. Um, and again, that's why that matters. Again, the forecast it's supposed to be point 0.1. Maybe it comes in at point 0.3. So still lower, but higher here. And then maybe this is not negative. Maybe this comes in at I don't know, a point 0.2, right? Or a point 0.1, right? Much lower than what it was last month, but it's still positive and it's better than expected. That would be dollar strength and would give us a run all the way back down again. So I think an important thing to put a shot on this one. That's where your profit target needs to be. Um, you can see the candles in the back. um, yeah, I mean it's fine. Yeah, it's the only reversal. I'm not interested in playing with the wick on this one. I think look for 65, look for a turn of reversal back down again. If it lines up with news tomorrow, that's awesome. Dollar yen, Aussie yen, same exact thing. We were calling for a push down where the news came out, and you can see right here the news it did. We were calling for more of a push back down again. I thought it would take a little bit slower. I forgot about. I should have put it here. It ended up doing that move, right? It just that's the move that happened, right? We were looking for a move here, which again, obviously I should not have pushed it past where the US news was. It should have been there, which would have been close. It was here, unfortunately. So it did give us the move that we wanted. It just wasn't up at the clean zone. It was playing with all this, and again, this was your 11:30. We were sitting down here yesterday, so it went back up and kind of confirmed that level. You could have traded this one. I mean, it would have been fine. It did make its 1 to 3. I don't need to draw it on there. So again, we got it, and then again, today's news unfortunately was just so strong, and it just launched it through. And again, this had been hit a few times. It was kind of setting up, and again, not going to stop it. It's not going to stop something like what we got today. So yeah, eh, same. It's kind of the same thing. Like, where's the reversal coming in at, right? I deleted a bunch of these yesterday. It's not. It's weird. It's taking a while to load the candles now. All right, weird. Weird, weird, weird. So we'll pull this guy off. It ended up not holding. That was fine. You gotta show it to me. This is where we're playing with. Let me see. Yeah, yeah, we got this stupid clearing candle up and down. The way to play this one is going to be look for a top. 67, 107. It's not as far as the Aussie dollar. Fortunately, we know we got a lot of drama from here to here, right? That big clearing weight that goes up and down. Um, yeah. I think wait for confirmation, look for turn. As I said, there was a lot going on here, but we knew we pushed it already to the top of that one. So again, if we can get a reversal, get a red, green, red, I think we can pull the trigger. I think probably put a profit target right there on the downside. Right. Um, yeah, unfortunately, the clearing candle here is just making this one really difficult to put a top on it. It's just too big, too much indecisiveness, not enough volume in it. So I need a new top to be put in. So if we can get a red, green, red, gives us some type of a top. I think it's a great reversal point. If you do take it short, again, 96.75 is where you're looking for this to reverse back down to. Euro dollar, kind of the same thing. Now we were looking for something. Again, we weren't anywhere close to this one. So again, not going to hold. Um, let's clear them and take them all off. Um, at this point, let's see. Let's go up and see where are we. All right, we do have a zone sitting just above where we are. Let's go there. Change that to red. Unfortunately, we're in a racetrack right now. It's this trade's already been triggered once. We've already had a hit one time, but it was strong movement out of it. How far are we? So we're about 40 pips away from that area. That potential turning point comes in right there, 108.74. Make it 108.75 if you want to. If you're a believer in the quarters theory, make it right there, 108.75. It's been straight out with no pullbacks. Again, I think the move's 100% justified. Again, I think it is a little bit over exaggerated. Um, question is, can we move that much farther to hit that zone? That's 40 more pips. It's got a 25 pip 4-hour ATR. It's only got a 68 pip daily ATR. So it's kind of a little bit of a stretch to not. I mean, again, we got to get through the 10:30 hour. If we get a top in here, again, we are in a racetrack. So any level that comes in now will be a little bit of a new level. Um, I think we could get a reversal. I'm afraid we're going to get something. I'm afraid we're going to get something in here, right? And then just, or push up and then I'm afraid we're going to get something like ugly like this, where it's up, it kind of comes down, goes over, kind of makes a little bit of a temp, hits that level, and then pushes back down again. I don't know where it's going to be. I mean, ideally, I'd love it if it was here, but I feel like it's going to be in here. I don't know if we're just so far extended at this point from the news release at 122. It's got an 86 pip ATR on the daily. So, I mean, we're like double, right? Double is a big move, right? Um, mm. Now, if it was like 25, 26, like, yeah, we could grind this one out. 40, maybe a bit much to grind. Um, maybe a bit much. Um, I'd love to figure out how to get short the euro dollar, but we need some type of confirmation at the top. So again, if we can get up to 108.75, great. It's not a bad short whatsoever. I think we're going to stall out probably. Wouldn't be surprised if it's the 108.50 range. Again, we're getting close to that time where your profit takers are going to be like, yep, I need to, it's not moving fast anymore. I need to start selling. And then all that selling pressure should bring us back down again. So I don't know if we'll get a full parabolic retracement back down in one day. I think we'll have one more surge and then probably a little bit of a reversal. So play that one for how it's worth. But 108.75 is good. I think if we get a red, green, red here, draw your risk level and then put that back on, look for a retracement. Look to take your profit in that level right there. Okay. Euro pound. We were looking to be up here for the news. It was only here. And again, we called down, and it's funny. We called for this to be down at right around what 86.96, and it's at 86.94. So I missed it by 2 pips of where we expected the move to go to. I thought it would take a little bit longer. This is actually, again, this got some 8:30 help. We got a little bit of a rise up, and then starting from 6:30 straight down. Um, I didn't think we get as much movement in this one, or not. Let me correct that. I didn't think we would get this angle of movement. I thought we would have it a bit more grindy. I thought we would end up down here, but I thought we'd be a bit more grindy. So this is a faster push than what I thought we would get, but not surprised at all by the push that it got. As far as where we go with this one, we know we have buyers in here, right here. Are they great buyers? A little bit wiki. I love the formation of the candle. It's not my favorite. We do have 2 hours left, but overall, again, I think the pound is in a better situation than the European Union. Um, I think they're in a worse situation as far as economy goes, but a better situation as far as everybody knows their crap. Like when everybody knows you're the worst of the worst, you're fine, right? I don't think they're going to raise anymore, but I think they're going to have less problems than what the EU is going to have. So I think they're in a better future situation because they're in a worse position now. I don't think the EU is going to be able to raise, and the difference is the UK has a higher interest rate, so there's more emphasis to put money there. Once everybody gets in the cycle of okay, maybe we got to start cutting, they have more room that they can cut than what the European Union can. So the European Union having the ability to not cut as much, if they have deeper problems, it can cause a longer kind of detrimental effect. Is kind of what I'm saying. They have a the UK has a more of a buffer. So right now, until we get down to probably probably this level, I think we're smooth sailing. We've passed it. We're just barely. It's a mirror right now. One more surge through, and I think we'll go through. And again, it's a sloppy one. It'll be a grind, and we're running out of time for this pair. But I think overall, if we can get down to here, there could potentially be a buying opportunity in there. It's the wrong color green. It's going to drive me insane. It's going to be approximately 86.80. Okay. Euro yen. All right. So euro yen, we are talking about being there for the news, and it funny, it pulled up and it did pull back again. That was at 4:30 this morning, and it loaded up for that US data. And again, does it make the yen weak? Yeah, it kind of does. Um, Overall, I think I would expect a retracement as well for many different fronts, right? Again, will the BOJ intervene because this is getting way too high? Again, it wasn't BOJ data, it was US data, but that doesn't necessarily mean much. It's still getting high, and the question is, when will they do it, and what will the retracement look like on this one before they actually put the money in? And I do think that before they do anything, they're going to wait for this one to kind of level out a little bit and kind of see what it looks like. Overall, there has actually been some data that actually is not bad. Again, with greater fuel demand, that means that there tends to be more um, like positive economic momentum. That tends to be good for the yen. So we'll see. Again, I think this one reverses. I don't think. I mean, again, the data today was not the euro nor the yen. This is the pure proxy play, right? It wasn't like the European data was so great or the yen data. So I would expect a reversal again for news. It was not there. We said, hey, listen, if we're here for news, great. We were here. We were a little bit too far away, so it doesn't matter. We know that this big orange area is I think it was a 4 hour zone. It was a 4 hour daily zone. So it's a big area. Again, on a smaller time frame, we're looking for a reversal. Again, this obviously the 8:30 move is an emotional move because of news. Um, they were again, it was a gut check move with neither of these currencies. They're just proxies of it. So I would expect a full retracement back again. Look to take profit right there. Right. But again, wait for a red, green, red confirmation. You have a decent room to run. You got about 60 pips to the downside. This one, and in comparison too, we're talking about 1 and 2 times the daily ATR. Understand, here's the bottom, and to where we are right now is 78 pips. It's not even a daily ATR. So it's not, again, it's a proxy move. It's not a origin move. And that's why we're seeing it not as strong. Pound dollar. Now, again, interestingly enough, we got a little bit of a pop, right? We got a little bit of a pop. The problem is it ran into this 23. And we marked the 23 off yesterday. And what happened is their news came out, it hit the 23 and pulled back. Hit it again. It's like, oh God. And fought again. And then came up and started the base. And it still needed to pull back and grab buyers before the US data was able to punch it through. So this was an old level. Let's take this off. We're through the 78, so let's remove this. Let's run this the other direction now from top to bottom there. And this one I would expect, again, we talked about it here. 1, 2, here's your hit number 3, and then 4 is what sliced through it. So, again, good zone, but just not going to hold that type of data. I would expect a retracement back on this one as well. Probably back to this level. Now, let's see. How many pips is that? It was 128 in one candle. And again, it has an 87 pip ATR. Right now, we're at 178, and it's with 87. So it's over double as well. So similar scenario as the euro dollar. We should be looking for the reversal to pull that trigger. We know we got room up top. You can see there's a lot of space up here. I think the last time is yeah, there's some chop in here, but again, see this candle right here, or these succession of candles here, open, close, up and down. This kind of wick back and forth makes this pretty hard. It's not really a clean entry. The first real clean entry is up here, the 125.37. So there's a small one here, kind of a bit of a pullback, but it's not, we're not talking about fresh levels that you're like, yeah, right. So I think at this point, give us a red, give us a green that doesn't break through the top. And when we have another red, that gives us a confirmation of a retracement. Again, simple parabolic retracement move, capturing profit. People are looking at this, be like, oh my God, I got 2 days worth of movement out of this one. Let's go. Let me sell some of my my profit here, right? I don't want to leave it on the table. And again, that will, people, they'll see it pulling back, and then the emotions will come in, and other people will be like, yeah, how about you do this too? It's a smart idea, smart move, right? And it'll feed from there. So that's what we're gonna see. But again, right now, 30 minutes or an hour after a gigantic move, it's kind of hard to tell you when to pull the trigger. So look for the confirmation. Red, green, red, pull it and go. Pound yen. Okay, pound yen. The move here in pound yen during this time frame is 149. It's got a 129 ATR, so not too much past what a day is. I expect this one to roll back as well, being up at almost 188. Again, yesterday we were talking about, oh my God, what happened? That intervention. I was like, yeah, it's going to get reversed. And it did. It came down and hit the profit target 1 to 3 and then reversed back up again. It actually kind of tried to pull a Harry Potter yesterday before taking off again today. But again, the news at 8:30 was not pound nor yen. And yet you got this response because, again, it does move very fast. The way you play that one, again, is we're looking for that reversal pattern. Look for a confirmation of trend change. And again, once it gets to the 10:30 time frame, I think is really that's when the important time would be to look at this. For this to kind of turn and continue its roll back to the downside. So again, after a big move in price, we didn't have anything drawn up there because this is really, really high up there in the curve. We're waiting for a new top to put in. And again, we could potentially get it. I mean, we got 22 minutes ago. If for some reason it was stopping right now, that's actually not a bad top, right? That's having this green be the peak. That's kind of what you're looking for. It's just if this is going to start basing and it's going to start pulling back. So, overall, I don't think this is a bad, not necessarily the worst of trades. Okay. Dollar CAD. Dollar CAD straight down. We talked yesterday about having a profit target at 137.52. You can see we broke through that right now. We're about 10 pips lower. So again, profit target is hit. Interesting enough, again, I haven't touched this chart since yesterday. Go back and look at it. You can see this one came in at 6:30 this morning and it already started the reverse. So red, green, red came in. And then the news came out and monster pushed to the downside. Since the news came out, we're talking about 91 pips, got a 75 pip daily ATR. But yeah, this is the same one we talked about yesterday. 138.40 said be careful. It did punch through the top, but what did it do? It got stuck. The red, green, red came in right before the news and just hammered. We were looking for a good base in here and we just never really got one. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 just sliced through it. Some people say warm butter, but yeah, this was like, this is like dropping a stone through into a pond, just straight down. Now, will we turn here? So I think dollar CAD's an important one to look at. Again, there's a lot of kind of hiccups, right? Impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction back, impulse correction. So there's a lot of steps in here. No real clear turning base points. You can see run top to bottom in here. You can see we just around the 50. There's a little bit of a hiccup at the 61.8. It's not great. Could this be a potential reversal? And I wanted to draw it. Could that be the reversal today? It could be just because of the natural springing effect. Because, from the original turning point, which is an hour before the news, hour and a half before the news. Yeah, 6:30. So 2 hours before the news. It's moved 107 pips. Is 107... Yeah, is it 2 times the daily TR? No, but the farther it does push down, the more likely we will get the profit-taking reversal coming in. there is a level here. It is backstopped by the 61.8. And again, there's a base on the 61 with a confirmation off the top. It's one of those areas that has a higher probability. Is it guaranteed to be a turning point? No, but it is a little bit higher probability. Um, it's all right. Like I said, could this be time with a 1030 reversal? It could be. We're still in the upper end of the curve. You tend not to want to go long there. We're kind of, again, right now being back in the 50, we're kind of in that no man's land. So again, it can do that. It just, after a big move like this, you typically see profit taking. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. And again, it is a confirmed level. Is it the best level originally? No, no, it's not the best level in the world, but it is a confirmed level. So sometimes that's what all you're looking for. When a reversal comes in, it finds something and you look at it and you're like, yeah, there you go. Um, Again, it's easy to do hindsight. It's a little bit harder, more difficult to do this way. But starting to see it slow down at 1030, this is when the most common reversals happen. And there is a level, and you do have some algo trading coming in to help us as well. So again, kind of makes sense where it could go through. And again, if we really start basing and riding along the top of it, then you gotta think about, okay, if we make a stab through it, maybe a trend continuation move. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll know in the next hour. Dollar Swiss. Any surprise? Nope. No. I mean, it's funny. It came up yesterday morning, 8 o'clock. It hit, and then we were sitting down here at 10 o'clock. It did nothing. 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 Kind of rode up. News. Boom. Straight down. Now, again, this would have been more of a target because we're not there for news. It was a strike. It hit it. It ended up blowing through both of them, which is I think fine. Um, I actually don't mind that one, right? But right now it's kind of the same scenario. Again, from the turn at like 7:30, this has moved 106 pips. It has a 56 daily ATR, so we're at double. Okay, when things are at double, that's where they tend to reverse. I mean, you want to see how large it is, just throw Bollinger Bands on there, right? Where you at? Look at your Bollinger Bands. Talk about what normal looks like, right? I mean, you can get occasional big moves, but like this is normal, right? Here's normal. There's a little pinch and a little bit of a pop out again, and there it pinched in, and but look how wide it is now, right? From top to bottom, and we're outside the Bollinger Bands. That's the move right now. And we'll just take this right here. This is kind of our typical, right? That's like your typical move, right? Even when you had a big spike here, I think at its peak. I mean, it kind of probably there to there, right? That's kind of a crazy spike, right? And it's still shorter than where we are right now. So again, I would expect there to be some type of reversal coming in. Where this one rolls in, ideally, it goes just a little bit more. It's like, hey, can you go another 14 pips in the next 15 minutes, right? 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes. Maybe we do it 11 o'clock today. If you could go just a little bit further, right? Just a little bit further. Um, yeah, decent reversal spot. There is coming right around 89.05. So I think that's probably where we're looking for it. Of all the reversals, I think this one is the closest right now. Oops, not that one. There we go. This one is the closest to a reversal point. Is it a great reversal point? No. It's got a whole number in there and it's been there and it kind of chopped up there, but it's the one that we do have there. And it may even be a little bit lower. Maybe we're sitting kind of down here, right? The very extreme of that one. So uh, I think between 89.05 and 89 flat, we see some type of reversal and kind of a pop back up again. And again, maybe it's 11, maybe it's 12, but again, it's profit taking. Dollar yen. So dollar yen is again the BOJ loves this. The BOJ has been using the dollar yen as kind of their gauge of where they need to intervene at. We're back at 105.72. We were at 151.80 yesterday. Now we're 150.73. So you know this one is actually it just goes to show you, we have yen weakness in everything else, right? Also yen up, euro yen up, pound yen all up big. Dollar yen straight down. It's not the pound or it's not the yen that's affecting this one. It's obviously the dollar. Will there be a reversal in there? Yeah, and I would say on this one, again, is it a clean reversal? Not really. Let's see. Let's run this, pull this. And again, this one got chopped through a lot yesterday. Kind of Harry Potter off the top side of it as well. Let's run this from here up. You can see the 23 didn't do much. I was kind of looking to see if we had that level there. I actually kind of like the one here better, but there is one at the 50 as well. How much more is it got to go? Again, kind of lines up. A little bit more dollar weakness coming in and then reversing. It's not a bad reversal point. I think for the reversal trades today, I think this one is not bad, right? Because if you look at Aussie yen, it's weak, right? Weak yen, weak yen, weak yen. So when they reverse to start giving, kind of counterbalancing the yen to get some yen strength coming in, this one's already down. If we don't see any move in the dollar, this one can move because of dollar strength rolling back into the market, or again, the yen could continue to drive this lower, right? So there's going to be a battle in this one. I think we got a little bit more room to run. We are beyond. Let's see, how far beyond are we? It's only 114 and it's 86. So it's not the same move that everybody else had. It's not two times. It's barely over one. It's not even 1.5 times. So again, reversal coming in on this one. Again, I don't think the dollar is not. It's not the end of the world. It's going to be a play between the two. Which one's stronger this afternoon? So yeah, yeah. If we can get a little bit lower, I don't think that's the worst place either. The 105. Just make it 105. Probably 105.35. Probably 105.35. If it doesn't reverse before then. This one may reverse. There is a level at the 50, but it's not my favorite. I don't love it. Crude. So, interestingly enough, this one did run right up to that 23. We talked about a level there. And what happens is it ran into a wall, right? Monday at 10 o'clock, it hit and it just held. Held, didn't do anything, and then kind of loaded up for the US data and then punched higher. So there are some sellers over here. I think, again, just like we talk about confirmed levels, there's a drop, a base, a drop, and a confirmation there, kind of sitting right above. Again, what have we done? Since the news, we've been straight up in the air. Well, okay, great. Gut check move coming in at 10:30, confirmed level. Couple different points why this would be a short area. And again, it may be a short. Um, right around that 79, 80, 86 level. And again, maybe you want to bring it a little bit higher, right? Maybe you want to bring it there. Right? So, yeah, I'm curious to see. So I think this one will be interesting for tomorrow. I mean, obviously, it's going to get screwed up with the contract switch. It's always the issue with the contract switch. I'm curious to see. Hmm, Curious to see what the API number is going to be on this one. Again, with that outlook coming in globally, that there's going to be more demand. I'm wondering what our inventory looks like. There may be an interesting trade for this one tomorrow. Yeah, this could be a real interesting trade setup for tomorrow for inventory. Again, we'll have to get through the contract switch and see where we're at. But I think we probably pull back if we can hit this level. I don't think this is the worst. See, it's not even that big of a move. Uh, yeah, yeah, I think it's decent. Not a bad. Again, doesn't line up with any fibs, but it's a tested level, and we're getting close to 10:30. And again, strong push up from 8:30. And again, the news this morning doesn't do anything for demand. So, natural gas, we're looking for a pullback. It looks like we ended up getting a jump at about 1:30 yesterday, and now it kind of cycled back down. Where it looks like we're right. Let's see, where were we yesterday? We're basically in the same spot, right? Yesterday at 10. Yeah, we're sitting right there at the end of the candle, and we're right there. So, again, decent move up, decent move down. Got some basing. Again, I still think this one probably goes lower. Um, there you go. U.S. natural gas prices ease 1% on record output and ample storage. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like, oh, why did it go up? We have record output and ample storage. So it's funny how the market manipulates it that way, right? Send it up and then just, yeah. Yeah, I think this one probably comes lower as well. Yeah, this will be a Thursday inventory. I mean, again, no major storm warnings or anything like that. We'll this one deteriorate. It's not a great setup on it there. Let's see. We got gold and silver. All right, so gold. Yesterday we talked about 1965.50. We talked about that being a level, and you can see we kind of wiped everybody out, and we're sitting there right now. So yeah, is the reversal coming in now? Is the big question. There's one of three. There's where you need to make sure you got profit from. So got some room. So yeah, I mean, if you want to wait for a confirmation, go for it. And again, 10:30, you're going to see profit taking coming in. Again, the dollar is not, it's not going anywhere. So red, green, red confirmation. Drop this one back down. Look to take profit on this one. 1947.50. Okay. Silver. So silver, we're playing with 23 right now. So we talk about reversal levels. We know what happens when it gets around 23. It pops up and it puts its head down, shoots back through, pulls back and kind of stabilizes, comes up, uses the top. Now we have the big surge up, and the question is, are we going to get the reversal? Again, I think a decent way to play this one is look for, really, again, not a great example, but you can see it came up and stabilized itself, and it just kept using it, using it, using it, using it. And you were looking for it on the bottom side, right? Um, I would say it's kind of similar thinking. Look for this one to turn and reverse back down again. We do need a top to be put in. We'll see. Again, this one is manipulated a little bit more. It should actually only be up 2% today, and is up 3.5. So it is beyond what is normal for this pair. Again, remember, inflation is more of gold, not silver. Silver is more of the speculator way to play with inflation. So 3.5 is, I would say, a little bit out of whack. Those tend to be the ones that turn reverse and head back to the downside faster. So, yeah, it's there. Again, look for it. Look for a confirmation. But again, I think there's a decent short in this one as well. I think silver's I think 23 is a little bit on the high side. And again, retail sales could screw this one up pretty bad tomorrow. So, yeah. Just look for the top. Again, we're looking for right to push up, push higher, a push that doesn't go as high, and then you pull the trigger as we come through. Right. Again, I don't know where that is. It could be. Whoops. It's like I'm trying to move the whole thing. It could be there. There would make a lot of sense, but it could be here. All right. Let's see what we got here. Indices. Actually, let's go Apple first. Yeah, Apple had a big push. Apple looks like it's going to be negative for the rest of today. Tesla. It's funny. Big spike up, and it's like. So yeah, we'll see. Overall, industry wise, is today the day to play opening print? No, not after that news. But you can see 8:30 shot it up, and again 9:30. Any surprise that it went higher? No, no, not off that data because the retail traders didn't get to get in on this one. But you can see the initial move from the futures market was that big, and then when the retail trader got online, the stock guys, it was this big. And what it's doing is running into a level. So, could we turn and reverse back? Yeah, probably. I mean, today it's pretty padded. It's pretty padded. It's going to be hard to have this be a red day today. I mean, something's really going to have to go wrong for this to be a red day. Um, but we are running in the sellers. There will be some profit taking coming in. The futures guys are out. They were getting out over here, but you can see the difference between futures market, stock market, the length of the moves. So yeah, I'd expect some profit taking coming in. People want to get flat in the market. We'll see a little bit of a pullback. Do they all deserve to be green today? Yeah, absolutely. Again, overall for another raise, I was kind of hoping it was going to be a little bit higher. I think one more raise would get us there faster and be a better end result. But if they see these, remember, you know, every time that the Fed raises it, they make more and more enemies. It's like you're just trying to burn the world down. No, it's not what they're trying to do. They're looking at numbers and they're keeping their heads down. But that's how the stock market takes it. It's a 2022. I'm offended at everything type position, right? Who cares if inflation's bad? Don't make it harder for us, right? So again, I would look for a reversal. Opening print opportunity today? No, no. The 915 were just flat, and again, futures, stocks, look for a reversal. Looks very, very similar. Came back, pushed higher, and we're hitting something. I don't even think we drew this one before because we were sitting on the other side of it. Now, a couple ways to play NQ. I mean, obviously, if you're looking for some more confirmation, there's a little bit of a racetrack Harry Potter right there. Again, they're short opening print today. 9 was red, 9.15, kind of a little bit of doji, and then boom, pop, and kind of the same thing. Futures move, stock market move. So, yeah, put them together. Profit taking needs to happen. Okay. YM. Very, very similar. See, does YM have anything over here? YM has a little hiccup here. So YM's got one here. Does have a hiccup here, though. Yes, that's what we're playing with right now. Now, ideally, this one, I mean, ideally, this surge is one more. I think I think that would be a great level to short from. Right. Again, it's been there a few times, but if it can just go straight up, that's so much of a move today. Again, this is the weakest. So if profit taking comes in, if you look at the percentages right now, ES is up 1.89, NQ 2.07, YM 1.46, Russell 4.28. The weakest on the board is YM. Profit taking happens at 10:30 when we typically see it. What's going to happen first? This one should turn and deteriorate a little bit faster than everybody else, right? There's kind of where it is. There's where your profit target needs to be taken before, and you're good to go. Okay. Russell. All right. So Russell, we're getting close to 1800. About 15 points off. Earlier when we were talking, we're kind of, we were sitting high. 4.34 is a monstrous move. It's big. Again, is it outside of the norm? Absolutely 100%. Will there be profit taking? Yes, but not as much. And here's why. Remember, this has the biggest interest rate exposure. With the data today, it looks more and more likely that the Fed will not raise. I think the last percentage I saw was 84%. Would not be surprised if it's higher than that now, 86 maybe, 88, not maybe it's 90, maybe it went to 93, something like that. I think it's hard to go over 90 right now with PPI tomorrow and retail sales. We'll see. Retail sales retail sales may be better than expected. Maybe the spender is more resilient. It's been a surprise for a while. If they are, again, a little bit more, but and it's weird because you're thinking, well, retail sales. I mean, why would retail sales send the market down? Well, because again, the Fed is trying not to crush the world, right? Crush the economy by keeping interest rates high, but they have to crush it a bit to lower inflation, right? But people keep spending, buying it to the prices. It's kind of it's pro-inflammatory. But at the same time, if they make it to the point where retail sales goes down more than expected, it means people aren't buying. That means overall earnings are going to be crappy, which again leads us to the downside. So, overall, I think look at 1800. If you're going to start playing these in a reversal with profit taking, I think YM is the best opportunity. Being that it is the lowest up on the board, right? The weakest strong, you know, I think that's the best one to play a reversal on. Wouldn't be surprised though if Russell, again, unless the data is all really, really like anti-dollar tomorrow, wouldn't be surprised if this is a little bit, kind of coming back down again. So I mean, Russell can move fast. I'll tell you right now. You see the move today. Tomorrow, if this core number, even if this stays at 3, but the core retail sales number, if this comes in at positive zero point 0.1, Empire State Manufacturing comes in at minus zero point 0.2, and then you have this PPI number comes in at 0.2 or 0.3, and then retail sales, if this comes in at positive zero point 0.2, right? There you go. World economy expected better than, there we go. The high interest rates are not killing everybody. I'm sorry, not this though. This could absolutely lead to a flip tomorrow in Russell and be straight down. So again, playing a reversal, take YM. Don't take it with Russell. See where we are tomorrow before news. See if there's any type of a pullback. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's also a big move tomorrow as kind of the next drop in the hat. All right. So that's right for today. As always, it's like non-farm payroll, right? After like a monstrous non-farm payroll, it's really, really hard to really set much up besides reversals because you just had monstrous movement. This is big movement. I mean, a lot of currency pairs move in double what they would move in a day. That's a big move. It's irrational. again, the market will readjust and typically goes right back to the origin of the move whenever there's that big of a gut move. So the reversal play is the way to play it the next 24 hours. All right. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and do the drawing. Ooh, we got some big numbers in here. Big numbers. I will give you guys till 2:30. I always like to give you a little bit of a buffer on that one. Oh, I'm so tired of coughing. I survived at the boys' practice last night, but it's weird. I don't feel like my lungs are they're not full of water, so like I can expand them, but man, do they hurt from coughing. Tired of coughing. It hurts. But at least they're open. So no pneumonia. I think I passed. I think I got through the pneumonia phase, so I made it. All right, here we go. Winner of today's drawing is Neuro, and again, that's your number 3, Neuro. Oh, is that number 3? Hold on. That's today. Yesterday you got it, and I think yesterday you got it cheap. I think that's 3. Yeah, you got your 3. All right, which is good because that means let's go back to the leaderboard. Let's give Neuro his 250. All right, that means that tomorrow. Again, because I missed last week, tomorrow will still be a 50 pip chip day, right? It'll still be a 50 pip chip day tomorrow. And again, everybody's square, right? Everybody's square again. Nero carried it over, sitting there with that win. But yeah, look for reversals. I don't expect these to be anywhere close to what they are right now. With that, I'm out of here. Okay. Safe trading today. Everybody stay safe. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern time, and I'll see you then. Take care.